You're listening to a podcast, the Eli Castro Show. I am Eli Castro.
I'm Emeline Ramos.
And I'm Angel Vergara.
You know, before you came in and before we started recording, I did start to mention to you my current dilemma, which I mentioned in a few podcasts ago, that I really do feel like I am turning into my father. Right? and you made me feel good by telling me that I wasn't alone.
We all turn into our parents, I think, at some point.
No, not we all. You.
Well, I want to bring everybody into it. I don't want to be the only one.
You. Don't hide behind
men.
Don't hide behind the generality. You're starting to become like what, your dad?
For sure.
And how do you know that? Like what moments are there where you go, oh my God?
I think it's in the privacy of my home with my girlfriend when we talk. The way I react or not react. My father's pretty quiet, actually. So my girlfriend will talk to me, and I'll listen. Probably won't answer back very much. Like, man, I'm just like my dad.
Just disinterested.
Yeah.
But, so that's the way you don't tell her you're disinterested. Or that's the way you excuse it to yourself that you're becoming your dad, but in reality, you're just not interested.
Come on, don't tell it. She listens to this podcast.
She does. Bro. Ah, pues está bien. We're just, you know what? We're just theorizing. We're just trying to figure things out.
We're trying to help her out, right?
We could be wrong, but we could be right. We could be right. Yeah. So when he tells you, mala mia, it's my inner puppy. It's just mala mia. I'm just not interested in what you're talking about.
Staying quiet.
I had a show in South Florida a few weeks ago. I performed for the Nova Law School. It's always fun performing at a law school because they asked me to do my Law and Disorder show, which is essentially about leaving the law, right?
Right.
So I'm asked to perform this show in front of aspiring lawyers and current lawyers, and I'm talking about like, man, Janju, I left and it was the best thing I've ever done in my life. And then I expect them to applaud. So on my way there, I got stopped for speeding. Can you believe that? But everybody was driving.
I feel like everybody speeds on the highway, though.
Everybody. No, but because on the turnpike, you're supposed to do 70. Listen, if you do 70, okay, they'll pull you over because they'll think something's wrong with your car.
Right.
I mean, 70 is dangerously slow. So you're doing on average about 80, 85,
I would
right?
say.
You're keeping with the flow. And at one point, man, all I did was switch lanes. We were all going equally fast. And I saw him get in his car. And I'm like, oh,
you know it.
Me. Oh, yeah, I knew it, man. I felt like a gazelle. Who's in the back of the pack and the lion's coming out from the jungle, from the tall grass. And I know that lion's coming after me. You know what I mean? So I already start limping. I'm like, ay, Dios mío.
You slow down. Did you hit the brakes?
Now I'm like, yeah, I knew it was too late, you know. So I pulled over and the guy said I was doing 88, okay, Oof. 88. So I'm like, at this point, I'm like, está bien, just take my info, you know. And I wanted to be like, oh, here's my info because, you know, I'm a lawyer. But that's hard to get into a conversation when you get pulled over, right? You can't be like, hello, officer. My name is Eli Castro. I'm an attorney. Oh, what? Right. You want my identification? Let's see. Do I have my attorney identification? So I always try to put like my attorney like ID next to my license, like they're gonna spot it. Oops! Oh, that's not my. Give me that. That's not my license. I'm sorry. That's my Florida attorney card. Oh no, wait. I'm sorry. That's my New York attorney card. Did I mention I'm licensed in multiple states? I'm such a klutz. So he comes back and he's like, I gave you a break. I put you at 79. Because at 79, obviously, if you're within those 9 miles per hour over, it's a lesser fine, it's lesser points, etc., whatever. So I was like, you know, thanks for the break, thanks for the hookup, because I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
He knows that I'm not going to come back to contest it, okay? He could put whatever. So I'm like, thanks a lot, right? So it's very simple. You pay, you go to school for it, you take traffic school, and you get no points. So I paid it, right? And I signed up for traffic school, and that's when I paid the price.
What happened?
Traffic school is like, bro, I'd rather go back to summer school and high school
But you actually went to traffic school?
Nah, it's online now.
I was going to say. It's
online. Yeah, but it's painful.
Yeah, it is. You have to sit through all the...
Yes. And
isn't it 4 hours still? Is that right?
4 hours. 4 hours, right. Like the basic intro is 4 hours, right? Like Traffic 101. Like if you mess up again or if you do something egregious, they'll send you to an 8 hour, right?
Yeah.
But it's painful. Like it reminded me of like when you were learning how to drive. Remember when you learn how to drive?
Like the first test?
But no, before you would get on your car, they would just lecture you. And you'd be like, yo, let's just drive.
Driver's ed class.
Can we just drive, though? And they were like...
We do it?
Right. And they'd be like, there are different lane dividers. Number 1, you're like, oh, my God, just tell me as I'm driving, right? There are different dangers to driving. Just tell me when we crash. Just like show me, boom, don't hit that. See that? You see what you just hit? Don't do that again. That's the way to learn. Listen, that's the way we learn, right? In other words, when we would mess up at home growing up, te daban un cocotazo, it would hurt, and you'd be like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't talk that way to my father, right? Your father never sat you and went, listen, when you hit your teenage years, you're going to be quite difficult. I don't want you to look at me funny. I don't want you to imitate me, mock me, disrespect me, or you will get hit, right? They didn't say that.
Right.
They just said, haz lo que tú quieras. Haz lo que tú quieras. And then if you talk back, boom, and then you'd be like, okay, mental note.
Sigue.
Don't talk back. Definitely don't talk back. But that's how I want to learn how to drive. Just teach me on the road. Who taught you how to drive?
Actually, it was my sister's boyfriend taught me how to drive stick the first time, which was like a double. That was the first time I actually even tried.
Your sister's boyfriend played the role of your dad.
Yeah, my father never taught me to drive.
Why?
I don't know.
He was disinterested.
He's like me now. I don't know. I was thinking about that now.
If you don't want to drive, I'll teach you. Say, coge la guagua. Who taught you how to drive, Mama?
My dad paid for lessons.
Your dad paid somebody else to play dad?
Only because I refused to get in the car with my dad.
You what?
Because he was bad temper, impatient, and I told my mom, there's no way that Papi's going to teach me. So either he pays for lessons or I'm not learning how to drive.
Oh, your dad was really strict?
Yes, my dad was very strict.
Don't do that. Don't do that. No, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Impatient. Exactly. So
No. Wait, don't over there. No, don't. Like that.
He gladly paid for my instructor.
Oh, my God. That's funny.
How do you think you're going to be with Alexi?
Horrible.
He should get an instructor, too.
Listen, we were driving. I was driving him home today, and I was texting during the red light, So the light changed, so I didn't move so I could finish my text. He's like, Dad, the light, right? So I start moving, and then he's like, almost like he set me up. He's like, Dad, you're texting. I'm like, well, I was waiting. That's why I didn't go, because I wanted to finish the text. Well, but the light changed. I know, but I was going to move, but I was holding back. I can't win, you know what I mean? Right. But then I was like, but when you start driving, you're not going to text and drive, right? He's like, no. I'm hoping that when I get a car, it'll drive itself. And I'm like,
smart. It's almost there. We're almost there.
Yeah, I don't know who's going to pay for that, but that, My mom taught me how to drive.
Interesting.
And she was really patient. I think my dad didn't teach me because he would have been like Emily's dad. He just would have been like, no, what are you doing? No, what are you doing? No, why you do that? But my mom was the crazy driver of the two. So it was interesting that she taught me, because my mom was the one that I guess nobody wanted to get in the car with.
Oh,
right. But my mom as a passenger is the complete opposite of my mom as a driver. Like my mom as a passenger, it thinks she's going to die at every turn. You know what I mean? Like if I came too close to stopping, she'd be like, Elizalde, pero está. Elizalde, está. You're too close. Elizalde, you're too close. Elizalde, I can't. You're going to kill me. And I'm like, what are you talking about? We've moved 10 feet. And Elizalde, but stop. And if I took off too suddenly, oh my God, Elizalde, my neck. Oh my God, you're going to break my neck. So it was stressful. You know what I mean? Like she meant well, but I thought I was doing everything wrong, But I passed. You guys passed your first time, right?
Yeah.
I passed my first time.
Yep.
Yeah,
I definitely passed.
You got 100%, or did you get some points off?
I don't remember. I'm pretty sure I got 100%.
But were you talking about the driving, or were you talking about
the written test?
The written.
Forget the written test. I'm talking about the driver's exam.
Well, I think if you make one mistake, you fail.
That is not correct, because I made a mistake and I passed.
On the Drivin test?
Yes.
What did you make a mistake on?
I don't want to talk about it. It's still too soon.
Oh, come on.
It was upsetting, because we practiced at my high school with like a high school car. Okay.
Right.
But then we went into the city, into New York City, and we all took this the exam with a new car.
In the city.
That was provided for in the city, right, in New York City. So nobody had ever driven that car. So it's not like I took my mom's car. A lot of people do that.
Right.
So this car was like a rental, basically, right? It was like a Chrysler, brand new car. So we're driving this car for the first time, and I didn't know the car. And on one of the stops, I kind of, stopped, and it maybe jerked a little bit, So she wrote abrupt stopping, and it just bothered me. I'm like, abrupt what?
That's never fair because it's a new car. And
Yeah.
You don't know how it's always awkward for me when I get into a new car because I never know how I'm going to feel in it.
Abrupt stop. I mean, did your head hit the dashboard? No, ¿verdad?
Did it hurt?
No, ¿verdad? ¿Verdad que no? Why are you being picky? And I always remember that. I was 16. I was like, abrupt. Well, that wasn't abrupt. You know what I mean? I was already a lawyer in training. I know, can I appeal this? Is there a video? I'm still bothered by it. I don't know why. So every time I come to like any kind of abrupt stop, like I look to whoever I'm driving and I'll be like, that wasn't that bad, right? I didn't think so. So traffic school was painful, okay? God. But they did remind me of certain things, certain very, very important things, like what's the proper way to drive.
Oh, no.
I'm talking about mentally and emotionally. Take a listen.
Also, emotions can affect a person's thinking, reasoning, and judgment and can affect the way a driver perceives and processes information. These problems can and do result in crashes. An angry person might act out irrationally against another driver who makes a small driving mistake.
Now, when they say small driving mistake, let me tell you what a small driving mistake is to me. If you cut me off, okay, if you get in front of me and you don't even use a signal, or you don't even wave like my bad or thanks, that's a small driving mistake.
Right.
That's going to ruin the rest of my day. That's going to mess up my emotional balance. Well, what are small driving mistakes that people make?
Small. I mean, those are small. Swerve. I mean, I don't know.
Swerving. When people swerve.
Or hitting a corner with the car.
Really?
I hit a curb yesterday when we went to go get food last night. I don't know what happened.
You hit a curb?
I hit the curb like when I was turning right. I went over the curb.
See, now that's different. You didn't hit it. You went over the curb.
She went over the curb that where we live. You guys live here. I'm like, how many times have you got around this curb?
You went over the curb where we live?
I took it too close.
Hold on. Time out. Was it on the way to the restaurant?
Yes.
Porque tiene hambre. Es que ella guía lo loco cuando tiene hambre. Ella guía lo loco. She'll run over you. When she's hungry, she doesn't see things. I'm telling you.
She was like, that curb's never been there.
The following are steps drivers should follow to reduce the negative impact of emotions on their ability to drive safely.
Okay, now what do you think are the following steps that we must take to reduce those emotions? Give me one.
Turn up the music. Reduce your emotion being angry, right?
To get upset, right? Turn off the music.
Turn on the music.
Turn on the music?
Yeah, to reduce stress.
What if it's like rap music or like heavy metal music and it just gets you going and gets you banging your head against the dashboard?
Heavy metal maybe, but I don't know. Everything else is soothing to me. I just
Rap is soothing.
Yeah.
Straight up hardcore rap. Tupac is soothing. Biggie Smalls is soothing.
Soothing.
Oh. Check it out.
I like this.
Be self-aware. Understand your emotional makeup. Are you an especially emotional person? If you have an anger problem that is resulting in aggressive driving or road rage, seek help. Counseling and courses in road rage, anger management, and stress management.
Now, I can't possibly take anger management class based on how I react to people's driving. I mean, everybody would be in anger management class.
Right.
Because as soon as I get out of the car, se me va.
A lot of people are that way. They're in the car, they're a totally different person than when they walk out of it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it was so bad, se me quedaría conmigo. You know what I mean? But as soon as I get out of the car, I'm like, what was I mad about? You know what I mean? Like,
you just continue your day.
If I could pull over and pick up a counselor, You know what I mean? And they could like sit next to me and counsel me during rush hour. Amazing.
Right.
That'd be great if somebody could be like, "It's okay, Ellie. It's okay. They didn't see you when they just cut you off. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. Shh, 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 shh." Right? And just rub my temples. Shh, shh, shh.
If an argument at home or a problem at work or school has triggered an emotional response that upsets you, consider not driving, or delay driving until you have recovered, or ask another person to drive you to your destination.
I love to use that at my job. Listen, I can't make it in right now.
I had an argument with my girl.
I'm emotionally distressed, and I'll play the audio to my boss.
I cannot get behind the wheel. My girl was extremely annoying this morning. Me estaba fastidiando about the laundry, about making the bed, and listen, I need to chill for at least 3 to 6 hours. I'm sorry. Okay?
I need a copy of this clip. I need a copy.
especially, us, right? Eso ya está en la sangre.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much to get in a bad mood.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially when we're not happy already. Like if we're not happy to go to work.
Especially if I'm on the way to work.
Right. And your girl's like, she could ask the most innocent question like, did you do the dishes last night? And you'd be like,
God forbid I ask.
why are you
that.
telling me that? What are you trying to say? You know what? I can't drive.
I can't go nowhere.
Can't drive. Man, why can't you take the bus? That's not the point, okay? The point is I can't drive. I can't be out there, okay? I'm dangerous.
If you are driving and another driver makes a mistake or drives in a manner that is dangerous or not courteous, keep your cool. Stay focused on your driving and do not retaliate or signal your displeasure, as these actions will distract you from the task at hand.
Now, when he says signal your displeasure, how do people signal
They
their
do this
displeasure?
every day, bro.
What?
Everybody signals their displeasure.
But I like the way he says, don't signal your displeasure. Is there a signal in your car that allows you to signal? Because I know there's a left turn signal, there's a right turn signal, and maybe there's a signal for displeasure that I haven't discovered yet.
That'd be great if they had it in the back light so you could just click it on. You know?
Wouldn't it be great if you had if it was like a special horn, like that was just meant to express your displeasure,
Just displeasure.
not like beep beep, watch out, but like honk, honk, like that everybody would know. Oh man, he is not pleased.
You should expect that other drivers are going to make mistakes and are going to drive in ways that are not courteous or are unsafe.
Listen, I've tried that, and I've told myself people will make mistakes. People are horrible drivers, so chill. And as soon as somebody does something horrible,
Ruins the night.
I go, "Oh, what are you doing? Oh my god!" And I just want to follow him. Like I want. You ever do this when you pass a bad driver and you look at him? I don't know why.
I do that all the time.
Like you need to see them for
You
some
need to look
reason.
them right
I
in
need
the
to look
eye.
at him. I need to give him a dirty look.
Yeah, we need to
not-
make eye contact.
You got tinted windows. Like you're not gonna make eye contact, but you want to see kind of what they look like. I don't know. Just to confirm your
Right.
belief. Okay, se ve bruto. You know what I mean? Like you want to just look. I don't
Do
know.
you make guesses into who that person might be?
Who do you expect?
Who do you expect?
Even what they look like or gender?
Either one.
Yeah, you do.
think-
You do because when you look over, you go, "Oh, un viejito, mala mía."
Right.
I did that
That's
this
the
morning.
that's always the one. You're like, I
Mama
bet
mia.
this was some young kid in high school, and then it's like some
Mama
old
mia.
lady. Like, oh.
Yeah, you're like, "Oh my God, está ciego, mala mía." Okay, my bad, sorry. That's when you do the apologetic horn. He.
Also expect that other drivers will become upset if you make a mistake. It may be helpful to make a list of the things other drivers do that anger or upset you and to plan ahead to remain calm when these things happen.
Now, when you make a mistake, right? You expect people to forgive you. If I'm in a turn only lane and I got to squeeze in, I'm like, okay, mala mía,
Right.
and if they get mad, I'm like, why you? Then I get mad that they got mad. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man, like I'm doing this on purpose.
There's no big deal. It's like, go chill, relax. Why
Chill,
you get all-
suave, papi, suave. Suave. Don't go over a curb.
If you get angry or upset while driving, find a place to stop and unwind.
Have
Get outta here.
you ever pulled over because you were so upset that somebody did something to you on the road?
I can't
No,
say that
never.
I have. No.
Never.
Could you ever see yourself
No.
if somebody, like, let's say, races past you, cuts you off, that you'd be like, click, 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 and just pull over to the shoulder of the road and be like,
I love that he said to pull over and unwind, as if we're getting out for work.
But right, that's
Like,
what I'm saying.
frustrated. I'm gonna pull over, unwind.
Yeah, no, well, you would just put on some Tupac or Biggie. That's
That's
what
it. That's all you need.
Be a good trip planner and leave on time.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I know that sounds great to leave on time, pero I don't know if we have the genetic makeup to do that. Okay, let's get at some questions, shall we? When driving, you should attempt to scan 20 to 30 seconds ahead of your vehicle. If you are traveling at highway speeds, 50, 60, or 70 miles an hour, you will travel about 1 mile per minute. Therefore, you should be scanning about how far ahead. A, 100 feet. B, 500 feet. C, half a mile. D, 1 mile. Emmeline?
1 mile.
I gotta be honest. Halfway through that question, I tuned out.
I see.
You know, it's kind of like it was like an SAT prep.
I understand that, but at the end of traffic school, you've got to take a test and you've got to pass. You've got to pass with an 85 or above. You would have failed. No, I mean, at least Emmeline guessed wrong, but you didn't even answer the question.
I forgot what the question was.
See, I know.
I was like, oh man.
Halfway through the question, you were like, oh, this is gonna get difficult.
Check this out. Ready?
Wait, what was the answer?
It was C, half a mile.
So wait, you got to know half a mile. You got to scan half a mile.
Bro, you got it wrong. We're moving on. You and your neighbor work at the same office that is 16 miles from your home. If you follow 4 seconds behind your neighbor when driving to work, your neighbor will pull into the office parking lot how much ahead of you? A, 3 minutes. B, 1.6 minutes. C, 2 minutes. D, 4 seconds. Emmeline?
4 seconds.
I just don't understand how
I
this
don't
is
understand
relevant.
why you keep passing on questions.
Why
Emmeline,
is it relevant?
Emmeline guessed it right, and Luisito has not answered a question. Bro, pick an answer next time. You're not going to, at least guess. Here we go. If your vehicle stalls on the tracks when a train is coming, you should exit your vehicle immediately and move in a direction away from the tracks and in the direction the train is approaching from. A, true. B, false.
False.
True.
There you go. The answer is true.
I was hoping that it was a true or false. If there would have been a multiple choice on it.
I wasn't sure if they wanted you to go towards the train or away from the train. I don't know.
Here we go. Which of the following drinks has the highest alcohol content? A, a shot of whiskey. B, 10 ounces of wine. C, 12 ounces of beer. D, all of the above contain equivalent amounts of alcohol.
D.
Whiskey.
The answer is B.
The 10 ounces?
The wine?
10 ounces of wine.
Oh, okay. So I didn't take in consideration the 10 ounces. Yeah.
See that? You guys are failing. This is horrible. Here we go. Next question. If the posted interstate speed limit is 70 miles per hour, you must maintain a speed of at least blank miles per hour unless driving conditions do not permit safely driving at that minimum speed. Is it A, 30 miles an hour, B, 40 miles an hour, C, 50 miles an hour, D, none of the above?
None of the above.
50 miles an hour?
Luisito is correct again. What? You're making a comeback, boy. You're making a comeback. So when you said none of the above, you were thinking it should be what then?
Closer to what the speed limit is.
Like what, 65?
Yeah, 65, 70. Yeah.
So you got to drive between 65 and 70 in your mind?
Because the speed limit is the limit. You can't go above it. Or you're not supposed to.
But they wanted like a minimum. I thought it would be
There's got to be a minimum. So for example, if you drive under 50 miles an hour, 50, you can get pulled over.
Right. In the highway, right?
Yes.
Is that in general that all highways you can't go under 50?
There's got to be a minimum, right? But it depends. If the posted speed limit is 65, then I'm sure the minimum may be 45.
So is it what, like 20 miles below the max?
You still got it wrong. I don't understand.
I'm like, it sounds about 20 miles, right?
Okay,
sounds about right.
Okay. Next question. If you are turning to the left from a single lane or a single left turn lane, the law permits you to turn into any open lane if there are 2 or more lanes of traffic moving in the direction of your turn. True or false?
True.
False.
The answer is true.
Oh,
you
it
just
said 2
guessed.
or more, though.
It's confusing. I would have
guessed. It would have
guessed.
said, because it sounds like you can cross a 3-lane. I guess you can, right?
But it's only one lane, so there's nobody on the side of you.
Okay, she got it right. You got it wrong. I don't understand. If you're trying to, you just move on, right? Okay, here we go. Last question. No person can operate a vehicle that generates excessive sounds. Also, it is illegal to operate radios, tape players, or other sound-making devices so they can be heard from a distance of blank feet. Is it 25 feet, 50 feet, 75 feet, or 100 feet?
50.
25?
25 is correct. I'm telling you, when you start guessing,
go with 25
no, I mean, I
too,
figured
man.
this. It can't, I'm surprised they even give you 25 feet, to be honest with you, of noise.
Yeah, but no,
That
but they
seems like
don't.
a lot.
I've never seen anybody enforce that.
Yeah, that seems.
Wait, correction. I was actually pulled over for that. I was pulled over for that in LA. I had rented a convertible. and I was blasting El Gran Combo. And this has never happened to me. And a motorcycle cop pulled me over and said that my radio was too loud.
Oh, wow.
I think it's because it was a Gran Combo. You know what I mean? I mean, if it had been like, I don't know, Billy Joel,
Right.
he was probably would
probably
have been
pumped
like,
his fist right
he
next
probably
to you.
been like, yes, next track.
Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you got us feeling alright.
Conversations and interactions with passengers take brain power that could otherwise be used for driving. If you are talking with a passenger, work hard to stay focused, visually and mentally, on your driving.
Now, you know that sometimes when you're on long trips, it's conversations that keep you up, right?
Absolutely.
In other words, it's so boring to stay focused on driving. You need to have that conversation to tune out.
Right.
So I disagree with that. There's no way.
Especially if it's a long drive. I'd fall asleep. I think that's more dangerous.
Right. Like I wouldn't want to tune you out. You know what I mean? I'd be like, just tell me anything. You know what I mean? Talk to me about anything.
Stay focused, right?
Yeah, just count to 10.
We are taught to maintain eye contact when we talk to another person. However, if that person is a passenger in your vehicle, keep your eyes on the road.
Now, you don't need to tell somebody that, do you?
I would agree with you, except I know somebody that loves to look through, instead of looking through maybe the rear view to look at you in the back seat, he likes to turn around
No.
and talk and turn as he drives.
To turn his whole head?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Wants to make sure you're still there?
And I'm in the back seat. I'm freaking out. I'm like, I think you should face forward when
please
you
look
talk.
forward.
Yeah, I can hear
That's when
you.
you don't. That's when you don't want to talk to him. You're like, I'll tell you later, bro. I'll tell you later, bro. I'll tell you later, bro.
I'm serious.
Here's something he could have said. Hey, by the way, you want to sit up front so I don't have to turn all the way around?
Finally, many people feel uncomfortable if there is dead air or lack of conversation when they are with another person.
Yeah, now listen to this, okay?
When you have a passenger in your vehicle, dead air is okay.
So there you have it, mama.
What?
Sometimes when I don't answer you, it's because dead air is okay, okay?
For the safety of it.
And
For
that's
my
what,
safety?
Yes, for your safety.
for the safety of you and me and the drivers around me.
Okay.
Okay. And Luisito, that's what you got to tell your girl. When I don't respond to you at home, is because I'm practicing good driving techniques.
I'm going to play this audio.
You gonna what?
In the car. Play this audio in the car.
So when you don't talk to her, when she's like, God, you seem really quiet.
Listen up.
Dead air is okay. And that's el podcast, the Eli Castro Show. I am Eli Castro.
I'm Emeline Ramos.
Angel Vergara.
Remember, mi gente, life is so much better when you're laughing. Hasta la próxima.
Bye.
Epa.
I love it when you call me Big Papa. Throw your hands in the air if you's a true player. I love it when you call me Big Papa. To the honeys getting money, playing fellas like dummies. I love it when you call me Big Papa.
Dead air is okay.